So folks, we're out on the Mississippi today. It's Eclipse Day. It's real foggy right now. So I ain't on the river yet. I'm in a little side channel waiting for the fog to clear up. I'm kind of sick, so I'm sorry about my voice. We're gonna sit here until the fog clears up, see if we can catch a couple fish real quick. And then we're gonna get out on the river and go to hunting for some fish out there. This river's come up like 12 foot in the last 3 or 4 days, so hopefully we can find them today. I'm gonna try it right here. This is a good place to catch flathead. I've caught them here before. Try it here for a little bit and then see what happens and go from there. So we're getting our first bite. I think I'm gonna reel down on it and see what he is. I was sitting there jacking with another camera. Aaron was hollering at me. Seems like an alright fish. For up here out of the river. Well, I don't know. I think he was stuck when I set the hook, and he felt bigger than what he is. But it's a fish. It's our first fish of the Eclipse Day. Looks like a little channel cat. Be a good eating size. No, it's a blue. Ooh. Them blues might be moving up into these creeks a little bit, getting ready to do whatever blues do. Nice little fish, muddy as can be. I'm gonna throw him back and throw it back out there after another one. Well, folks, I was changing out the battery on my camera and got my first good takedown. Was that the same one that had got the bite? So we got a...
It started here a little bit, then it went to that one, and then it went to that one. That
So...
was the one that it really went down on.
So we've gotten 3 good bites here. So we might have found some fish. What I'll do is whenever I get everything straightened out, I'll put some bigger baits on. Because that one that I turned around and seen was a good takedown. That's a very stiff pole. Kind of stoked about it because Erin was reeling her pole in a little bit and I thought she was getting a good takedown. Because we'd only been here about 5 minutes, which is about right. Of course, if you're sitting here ready, they will not bite. They always catch you when you're doing something different. There we go, folks. We got a good takedown there. Kind of a good fish. He might be getting wound up for the eclipse. He's like, I'm gonna get out here before the eclipse so that I get all the bait. Let me stand up here. See, he fiddled with it for a little bit before he took it down. It's not no monster by no means, but it's the best fish we've caught today. think he's fixing to come to the top. Good 6-pound blue. My fur left-hand pole's getting a bite, folks. I'm gonna have to do something with this fish and do something with that fish. He come off. See, that's usually how it goes. You're pilling with something, a littler fish, and off goes another pole. Good 5-6 pound blue. He's telling the world how he feels about the eclipse coming up. Hopefully we've got a pace setting going on here. Well, folks, we got fresh bait on everything. Every pole I reeled in didn't have no bait on it. So I'm already getting a bite on that third pole to the left after rebaiting. I still got one more pole to bait up, but I was getting a bite, so I shut things down for a second. I went to a little bit bigger bait on a couple different poles. See how that treats us, see if we can get any bigger fish off of it. They're biting here better than any place I fished in a little bit. Now then, if we can get everything lined out and get a good couple takedowns of 20-30 pound fish, I'll be happy. Like I said, I think I got a couple more poles out there that needs bait on them. But I was getting bites while I was putting bait on everything, and I thought, well, I'll shut it down and catch a fish real quick. Of course, whenever I got the stuff out of my hands, they quit biting. Got a pretty good takedown there, folks. Well, he quit by the time I got to him. My fur right hand pole might be fixing to get took down too. It seems like it's taking them about 5 to 10 minutes from the bite once you throw them out there, which I'll take. I think it's worth sitting here and seeing how the effects. They ain't biting real super good here. But they're biting good enough that we know there's quite a few fish out there. So we're averaging one bite every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And the eclipse starts here in 20 minutes, maybe 30. And we're going to see if it brings up the average on it. I want to try to have all fresh bait out there, and I haven't really been trying to hook the fish because I kind of want them to stay there. But if I feel like that I got a 20-30 pounder on there, I'm going to catch him just because I ain't caught one in a while. This is a highly scientific experiment we're doing here, conducted by Sassy Cat today. Professor Sassy Cat. There he goes down. Now see, that's a good fish, so I was gonna hook him. I probably ought to get the dip net out for him, but I ain't too worried about it right now. If I could ever get him turned. That was on a bigger shad. I don't know if that was a bite on your pole or this fish down there. I'm gonna try to keep him out of all my lines. I knew there was some good ones down there on the sonar. I don't think this is no monster by no means, but it's a good one. Look at that pole bend, folks. He's going upstream. Step back a little bit because I can't do nothing with him right now. You might ought to get that dip net and get it straightened out. He's a pole bender. He's a pull and drag like a son of a gun right there. Aaron's struggling with the dip net. He's pulling this boat upstream a little. He ain't no monster by no means, but it's a good fish. A good eclipse fish. Look at him bending that pole, folks. God dog. He's got her bent double. I hope this pole don't break. He might be bigger than I thought he was. Hard to say. He's sure pulling this boat around. I didn't click my drag so you could hear him strip and drag because I'm kind of trying to keep him out of the anchor ropes and everything. I didn't get to see him. Yeah, it's a good one. I had my arm in y'all's way. Sorry about that. I'm trying to fight him. Trying to watch my other poles, make sure they don't. I got to get a couple more cranks on him. You gonna try to get him in the net? He's caught. Nah. I gotta somehow get him up over in the boat. flat good one, folks. Dog.
He is a big one, ain't he?
So I'm gonna weigh him in the net because I don't want to hurt him. He's too big to grab by his jaws and stuff, so. What I weigh him at's gonna be about 3 pounds shy. I'm gonna try to get, the last time I weighed a fish on video, the sun was shining on the scale. So I'm gonna try to get in the 46, folks. So he'll weigh 43. Getting another bite while I was wrestling around with that big and trying to get it thrown back in the drink. He got my hand pretty good. But that's normal. I gotta get everything set back up like I want it. God dog, he did. He got me good. I'm bleeding like a stuck hog. There we go. This ain't no 46 pounder, folks, but it's a all right fish. I'm about to reel in my poles and get everything ready for when the eclipse starts. We know that they're biting. They're biting about once every 5 minutes. We know there's fish here. We know there's good fish here. So I found them on sonar. I wanted to ensure that they was good fish here. We done that. So I'm gonna reel this one in on camera, and then I'm gonna shut things down and get all my other cameras ready for the eclipse. And hopefully Erin get to catch one here directly. She's probably sitting back there thinking, well, if he'd quit catching them, I could catch one. Another 5 pound blue. Well, he's a little bit bigger than I like to take over the boat like that, but I wasn't gonna hunt down the dip net. I'd be doggone if he didn't get me. These eclipse fish are violent. Another good blue. See where he got me. It's all kinds of blood flying off of me. Erin's got a good one right now. I'm gonna finish what I'm doing up here and then record her. I'm trying to get a lens cover on my camera. And I do not know how it's gonna work. Well, crap. I'm gonna get up and record that fish. Alright, Aaron's got one. We got everything pulled in but 2 poles. And this was on a big shad too. Frozen shad. It was a pretty good takedown. They must be something to this eclipse to make fish bite like this, because we wasn't catching a fish, and then all of a sudden it's getting close to that eclipse and we started catching quite a few. Nice little old blue. That's a good 8-10 pound fish. Boy, if I get bit one more time by them things today. Good looking blue. These eclipse fish are violent. That's gonna be the name of this video, the violent eclipse fish. The eclipse started. It took me longer to rig up cameras than I expected. Nothing I done worked right. I scratched my lens on my other camera. So right now I'm just reeling in poles and getting fresh bait out there for the whole experiment. Aaron's gonna be back there trying to film the eclipse. As it happens, I'm gonna try to marry the 2 videos. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm not very good at stuff like that. But I'm just gonna try to catch fish for the next little bit. I'm gonna continually leave the camera on unless it gets hot. I've done and lost track of all my poles, where they're at and everything. Aaron's right. We should have rigged up that other camera last night when we was sitting at the house, instead of me out here with greasy shad fingers trying to do it. I get this pole reeled in. I got one more to reel in. Can you see it without the thing on it on your glasses? I mean, has it started?
Yeah, it started.
It's all tangled up down there around some stuff. All right, folks, we're fixing to be fishing. So we got fresh bait sitting out, if nothing else. So words to the wise, folks. Do not try to operate on cameras whenever your hands are full of shad. But I had to reel in all my poles because we was getting too many bites to do anything with. I look at the sun and I don't see nothing but an orange globe right now. She says the moon's over it a little bit. She's got her glasses on. She looks awful cool up there in her totality glasses. There ain't many people get to see a total eclipse. I've seen 2. Well, this will be my second one. I fished through the first one, but I had trot lines set out, and I don't remember what happened. It's a little bit overcast, but I noticed all the barges have shut down. They're probably watching it too. All the rackets shut down that's normally going over there at that Port Authority. We'll see if the fish are biting as good. So when I reeled all my poles in, we was getting a bite every 5 to 10 minutes. I'm already getting a bite. I got my hand cleaned up from these violent eclipse fish. It's gonna be plumb sore. I mean, them things clamped down on my hand, every one I touched today. Boy, it is getting hot out here. They say that it'll cool down the air temperature, and I seen it, but I didn't pay any attention. I was like, well, the weatherman lied to me. It was supposed to get from 74 to 68. My far left-hand pole's going down, folks. Acts like an all right fish. So about 5 minutes. I gotta keep him low or he's gonna wind up at another pole down there. And anger me. Because he's the violent eclipse fish. Well, I think I got him hooked in the tail. I don't know what he felt like a good one. The first eclipse fish in this boat. I'm gonna try to keep him from biting on my thumb. Good little old 4-pound blue. Kind of mottled up on his back right there. Unusual for him to be mottled up like that. So I've got a tangled up mess. You can visibly see it getting darker. So I've got a tangled up mess over here now. Getting a bite on my far left hand pole that's there. It might be some trash hung on it. I think it's some stuff wrapped up around my line. It is 1:02. 58 minutes till totality. It's supposed to be at 1:58 to 2:02 here a little after. Sun looks like a sun up there with my naked eye. How far is the moon across it right now? It is. It's visibly getting darker. kind of cooling off too. I don't see any exceptional fish bite difference. But in order to have done this right, I should have got to where they wouldn't know fish and then seen what happened. Yeah, this is the only place we come this morning that you get a bite decent enough to catch. See, folks, it's visibly getting darker. Like I said, I don't know how dark it'll get. I might have to kick on my headlamp to see my poles. Kind of a weird feeling out here too, almost like a little bit electric in the air. That must be why them fish are so violent. I know they sure don't like people sticking their thumbs in their mouths today. My thumb's gonna be so sore tomorrow I won't be able to hold it. Second pole to the left just got a nibble. There's really nothing here that holds fish. But I just so happened to be circling around out here and seen them on sonar. There's kind of, like I said, just a big long sand flat here that had fish on it. So we posted up on them. I would say that they're probably hung back behind it, feeding on what's washing over that dike right there, and it's probably just falling right here by the boat. It'd be my guess. But I've always caught fish, and this is for folks that, you know, just kind of getting started and wanting to know what to look for and everything. Where you find this foam on top of the water is usually a good place to start looking for them. And that's what I'd done. I motored over here and seen this foam on the water, and that means the water's more aerated there. It's kind of a little calmer, and so your filter feeders are feeding, which means shad and what have you, are feeding in that foam, and that brings in the catfish. There's a barge going up to there. He ain't too worried about the eclipse. Comes a random gust of wind. I wonder if the air cooling off in different places at a different speed will make the wind blow a little harder. That's the first gust of wind we've had all day. It's Professor Sassy Cat trying to figure things out. Got a PhD in not knowing jack crap. The only thing I can tell you for sure is catfish like fresh bait better than they do old bait. And I can tell you something else. An eclipse starting does not trigger a bite in my particular area, because they've kind of slowed down. How far is it across there now?
Not very much.
Like a quarter?
Yeah, about a quarter.
Sometimes you can hold a circle out and you can see, I guess it don't work off your hands. I think you gotta have something round. But anyways, you cut a hole in a piece of paper So I ain't cutting nothing right now. I tried to cut pieces for the lens on the camera, and it didn't work out so well for me. For you people that know me, you know I ain't good with tape or cutting or making a straight line. Only person that you'll ever be around that when they get Scotch tape, they'll have it in their beard, their hair, and everywhere but what they want it stuck on. So whenever I look up at it, it still looks like the sun up there.
No, the ones in the box.
Oh, we got 2 pairs of glasses. Yeah, oh yeah. It's half over. Let me see if I can. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm doing acrobats here. It's the bad thing about wearing glasses is you can't put eclipse glasses on to see the eclipse. So it's about like 30 minutes before dark right now. Like the sun's going through the trees, trying to get dark. So my theory is that they've kind of shut it down. Since the eclipse started. So, and it is about that hour a day that they do shut down. Right around noon, they'll shut down every day. Because we was going to, from when we couldn't keep a pole out, and now I'm struggling for bites. Let me look through these eclipse glasses again. I would say it's right at the halfway point now. What time is it? 1:25. We got another 30 minutes before it gets close to totality. It is definitely cooling off out here, ain't it? Man, it's sure nice that it's cooling off. But it's unnice that the fish stopped biting. I kind of figured that it would have made them bite better. I can't tell if that pole's getting a bite or what's going on with it. So what throws me off kilter about this whole eclipse thing is how much it's cooling off. I mean, you can't see your breath or anything, but it has really cooled off out here. The flies was starting to get after our bait, and everything like that. And it's just like, it's actually nice out here. I'd say, what, Aaron, it was 75 degrees, and I'd say it's probably upper 60s right now. I don't know whether to get my headlamp out or not. It's 1:32. It likes 20 minutes being full on eclipse. I guess if it gets too dark to see, then I'll get my headlamp out. I still say this eclipse shut these fish down. Y'all watch for bites. I'm going to try to multitask. Folks, we still ain't got no bites. And it's getting pretty dark out here. We got fresh bait on everything. I wonder what that airplane thinks of this eclipse. You should be able to see the stars and stuff too whenever it gets total. I'm gonna get my little glasses out and look at it. So she's about 3/4 of the way covered, folks. Let me see if I can get y'all to look at it. I don't know if y'all can see that when I do that or not. If I don't, then just know that I'm out here bending over backwards to get a picture of the eclipse. I kind of feel like it's making the deer move. So the night animals, what have you, the insects and stuff is starting to chirp now. I'd just like to catch a fish, see if they're still violent. I heard a deer over there in the brush. Of course, he probably heard me talking, and it's like, what the world's this fool doing out here after dark? Could you imagine being a deer thinking, hey, it's time to eat, it's after dark, and then all of a sudden it gets daylight again? It is 1:45. Another 10 minutes. I hear a turkey out there chirping. That might have been what I heard over there walking around. So Professor Sassy Cat says that eclipse does not help the bite. That far right hand pole's getting a bite. Do what? Well, I just thought that he was going to take down with it. It's amazing how cool it's getting. I bet the Native Americans would have had all kinds of signs for this. They would have probably knew that it was going to happen before we ever did. Don't see no stars yet. Still can't look at the sun. It's pretty bright. 150. 8 more minutes to totality. I can look up with my naked eye right now. I know they say you're not supposed to do that, but I'm not the smartest cookie in the batch, and I can see the moon over it now. I'm gonna look through my glasses. Yep, she's getting close to being full on. Still no catfish biting. I was hoping maybe to get a great big old flathead. Him thinking it was getting dark. Still don't know if it's gonna get dark enough for me to get out the headlamp. I've got it sitting there on ready. Batteries are probably dead in it. Way this eclipse viewing's going for me. But we have caught some fish today. I think they was wound up for the eclipse. We ran into them, and I think it actually shut them down. Because my deal with it is, even when we was working on the cameras before the eclipse started, Aaron caught that fish. Whenever I threw my poles back out, I was getting bites, and I caught another fish. And as the eclipse has progressed, it has gotten steadily worse and steadily worse. And Aaron just said it right there. If after it goes through and we catch a couple more, the bite starts again, then we know that it messes with their emotions. Then we can really get into some Professor Sassy Cat. PhD in not knowing jack crap. I kind of think I got a pole fixing to go down. It's the third one to the left. See, he just kind of lipped it and went on. Wonder if I need to put my running lights on. Boy, that'd be a heck of a note. You get a ticket for not running your running lights during an eclipse. I'm gonna see how this thing's picking up. Oh yeah, it's still showing it like it's daylight. Three more minutes till totality. And since I said that, it's gotten quite a bit darker. Very strange feeling, ain't it, Aaron? I looked up at the sun and it still looks like a big orange glowing ball up there. I'm gonna get my eclipse glasses back out. I kind of think it's going to cover that whole sun. I guess that's what totality means. The sky's getting black. It ain't going to be long till we'll see stars. And not from being hit in the head neither. Unless something comes by and hits me in the head because I can't see. Well, folks, this is pretty cool. It is getting dark. And still no fish biting. Oh, I'll be doggone. I wouldn't have never thought that it'd get dark. Folks, you can see stars coming out.
Oh, that's freaking awesome! That is so cool! If you get it on the camera...
Oh, I'll be doggone.
Right there. That is so freaking awesome!
Well, I'm rendered speechless.
That's cool. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow.
That's something you don't see every day, folks. Stars out. 2 o'clock in the evening. Still no catfish bites. Look at the sky. You can kind of see where the totality ain't hit yet because it's still light. You can see it on the clouds. But it's full on totality here. And still no catfish bites. Oh no, you can't see nothing through these glasses. Yeah, kind of like a glowing place. Yeah. 4 minutes. It's about over with. You can see it lightening up over there. Another star out over here. I'll be doggone, folks. Got a fish in an eclipse. And he got off. That's unfortunate. That would have been pretty cool to get him right in the middle of an eclipse. He wasn't all, I had him for a second and he wasn't all that big. Here comes the sun back up. It's almost like there's somebody shining a light on us from the side. Look at that takedown. Son of a gun, I'm not going to get one during an eclipse. So look at the sky that way, folks. Look at it over there. So I got 2 bites right there whenever the eclipse was full on. One of them I had for a second, and the other one was a good takedown, but he didn't get hooked. So what we're going to do, folks, is give it another hour, see if they go back to biting. And then we'll know. I was doing my bait thing and messing with my camera and got a good takedown. I don't even know why I'm reeling down on him. Not Not an exceptional fish, but it is a fish. I just so happened to look back here and see my pole going crazy, or I heard it actually. Because I was fixing to rebait everything, get things set up for the post eclipse bite, if there's such a thing. Nice little old blue. I gotta get Aaron some poles baited back out. It's time to go to fishing again. Boy, that sun's gonna come out with a vengeance now. Sometimes when that boat's swaying back and forth, it's hard to tell where you threw. But I'm running 3-ounce sinkers right down the middle and 8 ounces on the side. And the reason why I do that is because you want to run as little a sinker as you possibly can. But if you run 3 ounces all the way around, they all drift down there to the same place. So I got Aaron's poles thrown out like this. I've got 2 back here on each side with 8 ounces like this, and then 2 with 3 ounces right down the middle. There's not enough current here that you got to worry about running 8 ounces on all of them. I'm gonna look one more at the eclipse going on. Well, that thing's going across the sun a lot quicker than it come across. Well, every time I turn the camera off, Aaron gets a bite. That looks like a pretty good fish. I don't think he knows he's hooked yet. Does it feel like a pretty big one?
No.
Was he taking drag?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good one. For one thing, he's staying down deep. Let me get this dip net out. Is your hand getting tired?
Yeah.
I hope he don't go to going back and forth right there. That anchor rope's right there.
I'm getting away from there, but he won't come up.
I think you got him past the anchor rope. He's fixing to come up, folks. Nice blue cat.
Oh, nope. He just went back down.
They're tiresome. I got him. Good 10-pound blue cat.
He's missing an eyeball.
Been catching a lot of them here lately, missing eyeballs. At least he ain't clamped down on my hand yet. I'm gonna weigh him, folks, because this might be the biggest fish Aaron's ever caught. I think you caught one last year, what, 15?
Yeah, right up there. That one that was up there.
He's small enough you can handle him without it hurting him. If he don't hurt me. $15, right on the money.
Woohoo!
Let me check out where the eclipse is at. Yeah, it's starting to get bright again. So only about maybe a quarter slice of pie, folks, is left on the sun. Like I said, for some reason, I don't know if it's anticipation or what, but it's leaving a lot faster than it come in. It is 2:41. They said about 2:52, 3 o'clock is supposed to be done with. Now, my hypothesis is that the eclipse, now this is just me talking, I would say that it didn't have any effect whatsoever on the fish. I think that we might have probably had them spooked there for a little bit, or by us not having any bait in the water there for a little bit, it kind of shut them down. You know, we had all of our poles out of the water, so they can smell this bait a long ways down the river. And as you sit there and you got all these poles thrown out and bait on them, it kind of draws them to you. So we pulled all that in, and it might have scattered them back out a little bit, or maybe it did. Maybe it shut them down there for a little bit. I kind of feel like that we've gotten more bites since I had that one good bite, and I had that fish right when it was dark. So I don't know. There's all kinds of things that could have happened. We might have been in a good school of fish when we first sat down here, and they went on upstream, and there's another one coming in. Or we might be getting the stragglers left out of that school, and we just had caught the 5 or 6 that was there, and I figure once they get caught once in a day, they probably won't want to eat no more shad for a little bit. I don't know. As I say, Professor Sassy Cat, PhD in not knowing jack crap. Well, folks, that was pretty, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but epic. It was a pretty epic kind of deal. I hope everybody tuned in today enjoyed it as much as we did, because like I said, there's very few things that render me speechless, and that did. It's not something that you see every day. I was glad that we caught a few fish, and we did catch a pretty good one today. Weighed 46. It did seem to me like that the bite slacked off as the eclipse was coming around, but again, there's so many variables in that you can't really say, well, the eclipse caused it, because there was a lot of stuff going on right there. But anyways, if you watch this video, thanks for watching. It's probably going to be a pretty long one. I'm probably going to make it an hour or so, because it's going to take me a little while to figure out how to make 2 videos into one with the other camera. So anyways, thanks a lot, y'all, and if you like us, hit subscribe down there at the bottom. I can catch some more fish one day. See y'all later.